Hello everyone and welcome back to I Love editorx. Today I want to show you something that I was tried a long time ago, failed, and now I tried it again, and let's see the final result. So basically this is a Lottie interactive that allow us to animate Lottie files based on user scroll. So it's a bit laggy because when I record my screen, the computer is not handling it very well. But as you can see, the animation is running based on my scroll. All right. So the implementation from your side is super easy, and I'll show you what you need to do. So let's jump to the editor. This is my example, and here you can see a tiny Lottie animation. All right, so it works like this. You need to add a custom element, which is, by the way, only users that his site is premium and connect to domain can use it. So you can find custom element after you open dev mode, and then embed in social, and then you can drag custom element to your editor. Right, this is the way. So same thing, this is a custom element, and before we set it, let's see the code. Okay, so page code is empty. You need to go to the to open this brackets icon, and then go to the code panel, and then I create a folder here. You can create folder like this. Go to public, click add new folder, and then inside this folder I have multiple code for custom elements, but I create a file called Lottie interactivity. All right, and here I put my code. All right, I use a bit of ChatGPT to help me with it, and the only thing you care about basically is this line. All right, this is one Lottie animation. Okay, this is create Lottie interactivity. This is now this is what you care about. You can actually copy paste everything. I'm not sure this is the right way to do it, but bottom line, it's working. And if someone can review my code and give me a better solution, it will be amazing. So let's go over the code very quickly. So we have we call this init Lottie interactivity function. What it does, basically, first of all, we need to use two type of script to run this Lottie Lottie interactivity. But before we doing it, we check in if the user, this is for accessibility, if user is choose reduce motion, which is some people don't like to have animation in the website. So if they are using it, so we don't do anything, we just return. But if not, basically we are first action, we are loading the script. So let's jump to this function, and simply we create a script element, setting the source of it. Here, this is the Lottie interactivity, and the second script is this line 336. We are loading the Lottie player JavaScript. Okay, and then only after the loading script ended, we are returning true. Okay, so let's go back here. The first action is loading the script, and then we are defining the Lottie interactivity. Okay, is this function. So each function we have this function called create Lottie interactivity, and we pass to this function a few parameters. First of all is the animation URL. So let's see what is the animation URL. You will go to Lottie, for example, Lottie go to lottiefiles.com, and here you can search for any animation. So I can search for plane, for example, and here we have a lot of animation. Okay, so for example, let's select this plane. I will click on it, and I have here this Lottie animation URL. So let's copy it. Okay, we are now creating a new animation. Okay, so sorry, I'm not doing the right way, but anyway, let's create another section. Okay, this is a section, and I will drag custom element right here, and I will say to be 70% of the screen width, and dock it to the top of my section. All right, so now I need to choose source. Okay, so I click here, I will select Velofile, and then here I'll select the Lottie interactivity. This is the script file we created. All right, and now I need to give a tag name for this custom element. So the best practice is to use kind of this animation name, because it should be unique. Okay, so let's give it a name, colored plane. Okay, and all right. Okay, so now it looks empty. All right, so now let's go back to the script, Lottie interactivity, and let's go back to this function, the define Lottie interactivity, and I'll create a new function. Okay, it's called create Lottie interactivity, and inside this function we should pass a few parameters. So first parameter is animation URL. All right, so let's copy this, so we will have the example right here. Okay, so animation URL. So let's go again and copy this URL back to the editor, and I'll paste this URL as a string. Okay, and now we need the second parameter, the visibility. Okay, we will talk about it. The visibility, I will create, it's an array, so I'll put array with two numbers, 0 and 1. The visibility is basically from where the animation start to play. I will explain later. The second parameter is the numbers of frames. Okay, it's also an array. Okay, but I'll copy this one. It's 0 to 300. Basically, it says what is the amount of frames that this animation has. Okay, so here you can see 270 frames. Okay, so let's put it right here, 270 frames. And the third parameters is the name, or is the tag name of the custom element. All right, so let's select it again, choose source, let's copy this tag name, and I'll put it right here. All right, so let's publish it, and you should see now we don't have the plane here. Now let's reload it, And you see, as I scroll down, you see this plane, it's not working. Why it's not working? Let's think about it. Maybe we have some error. Oh, because I have it 2 times. Okay, let's put it again. And now if I scroll, you can see that this plane is flying as I scroll down. It's laggy again because the record because my computer is not working well with animation and recording both in the same time. Okay, so this is working. All right, so now I want to explain a bit. I'll delete it. So now I want to dive to go a bit deeper. Okay, let's delete it. I want to go a bit deeper of these parameters, okay, because it can be useful for you. So the visibility and the frames, okay. So let's first of all, I want to do something. Let's see, I will put some border around this this Lottie animation is inside a container. This custom element inside a Lottie container, as you can see right here, and I put some border to see the bounding box of this animation. And second thing I want to do, I want to add, I prepared here, this is a vertical section which is also always 100% of the viewport height, and I divide it to 10 to see the percentage of the screen height. Okay, the second thing I created is 2 lines, is the start line and the end line. The start line is here to show us when the animation start to play, and the end is same to the end of the animation. So let's publish it and see how it goes. So basically, when the start animation line is coming into the view, as you can see right here, this Lottie animation is start to play. Okay, you don't really see it because of the empty space here, but the end of the animation, why it's like this, it should be docking to the bottom. Okay, anyway, okay, so the end, this should be right here. Okay, I won't change it, but so this Lottie animation is end to play. When I meant end is that the last frame of this animation is reaching to the end of the animation, is when this Lottie file bounding box is go out from the screen. Basically what it says in this code, it says that in this visibility array, it says the Lottie will start, this is the start or end, I don't remember, let me think. Yes, this is start when 0 is when the elements go into the view immediately in 0%, and when it finish in 100%. Okay, but it's between 0 to 1. So if we want the animation to start only, let's say, after 30% of the Lottie box, 30%, when 30% of its height is entered to the view, something like this, only then it will start to play. Okay, and when it ends, we can change this also. Let's say let's say 0.7, 70%. So to see it really clear in the screen, I create these lines. Okay, so start animation, we said it will start after 0.3, which means 30%, right? So let's push it from the top 30%. So remember that these lines are relative to this Lottie animation. Okay, so let's put 30% from top, and the end is needs to end. The animation needs to end 70% when the bounding box is reached to the 70% of the viewport height. Okay, so let's set this end line to the 70% from top. Okay, so let's publish it, and now you should see it much clearer, or what I'm understand. Well, what I meant. Okay, so let's publish it. So this is 100 of the viewport height, and now as I scroll down, you see now the animation is not playing. Okay, when it will start to play, we set 0.3, which means 30% of the screen height. Okay, and 30% of the animation bounding box height. Okay, so as you can see, it's still not playing, but as I cross this 30% line, you see the animation is start to play. Okay, and when it reached to the final frame of the video is when this end animation will reach to the 70% of the viewport height. Okay, as you can see, this is the last frame. Okay, there is something wrong with this file, but as you can see here, the animation stopped playing. If I go down, it will reverse. Okay, so this is the idea between visibility, and sometimes you want to do it because sometimes you want to play the animation only when it enter to the screen, but in some point, or sometimes you want the animation to fully played, I mean to get to the last frame when the element is I will show you. I'll show you with this animation. No. Sometimes you want the animation to reach to the final frame exactly when it's in the middle of the screen. So in that case, you should put 0 at the first, and 0.5 you can do also like this, 0.5, which means the final frame of the animation will be at 50% of the viewport height. So this is the visibility, and the frames is as we said before, is how many frames we have in this animation. In this particular animation we have 300, but it means that on what frame it will start on and in what frame it will end. Okay, and the animation will happen between. So for example, if I set here 150, it means that the animation will start from the 50%. I need to search for, I don't have this example, but for this example there is 270 frames. Okay, and this is kind of the middle. Okay, so if I set 0 to 270, this is the timeline of this is the whole frames that the animation will play. But if I set to 0.5, if I set to 150, so it means that the animation will start on 150 and ends at 300. Here we have only 270. Okay, but this is the start point of the animation keyframe, and this is the end, so you can play with it. If you have animation that you want to show only part of it, so you can play it based on the frames. All right, so I don't think I was very clear, but I guess you can play with it and see exactly how it's worked for you. So as I said before, this is the only function you care about. Okay, what happened? So if you want to create a new one, again, you are going to the add panel, embed and social, custom element, drag an element, set its property. What I mean is choose source, which is the file you created. You refer to this file, and then use a unique tag name. If you have two Lottie files inside the same page, make sure you have unique name for each one of them, and then go to this file, duplicate the example in your code. You will have this, okay, and maybe I will add an example that it will work for you. So you duplicate it, you change the path of the animation URL, the visibility, the amount of frames, the tag name you gave to the custom element, and you just publish it, and it should work for you. And it's also working on mobile. I tested on my phone. Everything is working as expected. All right, so try it, and please let me know in the comments if it worked for you or not, and if something wasn't explained as it should be, please ask me, and I'll try to explain. I just want to tell you that this is the official API for the guide for the interactivity, so you can read here a bit more of the functionality, and maybe you can customize your own and create beautiful things of your own. Again, I think there is a better way to do it, but this is what I did so far. So that's it for now, and until next time, keep building amazing sites on editorx.